Change your habits, change your life. So maybe you set up some New Year's resolution, but you are not keeping on a track. So you are positive about losing the weight, or maybe exercising on a regular basis, earning more money, reading more books, and it's not happening. So what is stopping you from achieving your goals? And that is certainly your habits. So what will you learn in this workshop? That's a part one of the workshop. So we will look at what are habits, then where you are right now, because you need to have the full awareness, then where you want to be, what is the gap in between that? How can you close this gap? And what strategies you need to implement. So we will look at the strategies containing the mind, the mindset, and the body. And of course, we will talk about the power of habits and how to implement it. So let's first look at what are habits. So habits are actions that you keep doing over and over again until they become completely automatic. You do them without thinking. With your brain, you can be shopping already in a supermarket, but you are, for example, driving the car. Your body is able, and your mind, your subconscious mind, is able to get you from A to B without even paying attention, your conscious attention. And the same is with brushing the teeth. So habits, when they are completely automated, they are non-negotiable. So whether you are tired, happy, sad, you are always going to brush your teeth. Am I right? The same, for example, with coffee. You have a habit in the morning to make coffee. You don't question whether you need the coffee or not. You just do it. And so we can go with the sleep and family habits. There are some people that believe they need to have dinner at 6 o'clock in the evening, all family, and they all have to eat the same food. Imagine, with completely different physiology, with completely different age group, they have this limiting belief that very often doesn't serve them anymore. So why do we do what we do if we know what we know? And that's because we are programmed as a kids to do something. So the program is put into your brain until the age of 7. Maybe you are aware of it and maybe not. Have you ever caught yourself repeating the same phrases that your parents were saying to you, even though you hated them and you promised to yourself that you would never ever do it? But in a critical situation, when you don't have time to think, these words come, or actions, or whatever it is, because we are mirroring the people and we are mirroring their beliefs. So if they had a belief, if the belief is running in a family, let's say about money, career, education, relationships, you are carrying it, and subconsciously you are choosing that kind of job, that kind of partner, and doing the same maybe mistakes all over again. So 95% of the actions that we are doing during the day is on subconscious mind, the autopilot, and only 5% are conscious. So for example, when I do this workshop, this presentation for you, I have to be fully present. Therefore, I'm in this peak state, in a conscious state, because I don't do this over and over and over again many times. So it's not yet is my habit. Also, what I need to mention is whatever we do, whatever we perceive is our reality. It is only an illusion, because we have absolute reality, and that's something what everybody believes. So, for example, if I cut my hand, it's not going to grow. And you surely agree with me that this is an absolute reality. It's not going to grow again. But what is an illusion is when I think that every dog is going to bite me. Why would? Because I am having, or I make this conclusion based on my past experience. So if I have been bitten by a dog as a child, and maybe it happened to me also when I was 20 years old, I am scared of dogs because I believe that all of them are going to bite me. Yeah. So my body remembers, my brain remembers. And maybe there are some illusions and limiting beliefs that you have about your body weight, about the way you live. Maybe you think I can never be rich. Yeah. Whatever it is for you, it's important to be aware of it. And we also know about the body and mind connection. So whatever you think in your heads, the thoughts are going to become your reality and your body is going to react to it. So if you see a dog, you say, this dog is going to bite me. Your heart is going to beat faster. The cortisol is going to release. The body is preparing for it because your mind is instructing the body. The body doesn't have eyes and cannot make its own decision. So what you want to do is to reprogram your brain for the habits and limiting beliefs that are not serving you anymore. How you do it is when you get into alpha and theta brainwaves. Because when you are scared, or even now when I do this presentation, if I'm scared, if I'm stressed out of it, I might be in a beta brainwaves. But if I'm enjoying it, I'm in a flow, I'm in alpha brainwaves or theta, depending how deep I get. And what you would see this actually on a monitor. So if you had the electrodes connected, in the same with the heart, right? So EKG is the machine that would measure the cardio, and EEG is the encephalus, therefore the brain. And you would see that they should be in synchrony. And you can learn this by a breath work. That's why in yoga and in meditation or in any other alternative medicine, they would tell you need to concentrate on your breath. And we can certainly practice this together as well. Because when you get to the alpha and theta brainwaves, you are more creative. Your ideas are flowing. You don't even know from where. And mostly you are listening to your intuition. There's a big difference between intellect, that's what your brain knows based on the past experience and whatever you were studying, between your instinct that is saying run away or fight, and the intuition, that inner gut feeling that usually is right, but very often we don't listen to it. Yeah? What's the most important is to catch yourself and replace it. So already acting as if. So what you first need to do to be successful, to live an extraordinary life, is knowing where you are now. And that's what we are going to do now. So you have your workbook that you can download, and you will see that there are these categories, and you can look where we are. So we look at it. It's like wheel of life. So where are you in terms of love and relationship, right? From at 0 to 10. Why 0? Because if you are not in a relationship like I am not, and there's like no love, or let's say romantic love, then you give yourself 0. And be honest with your relationship. Is it 5, 6, or maybe it's 10? So then go down and reflect about every single area. Where are you right now? And maybe you score yourself 10. So I could score myself 10 in intellectual life, but there is always more. So I'm going to score 9, so that I'm open for more of the personal development and more of seeing from what's waiting for me, right? So I score myself 9 in there. I highlighted health and fitness because it is crucial. So as a nutritionist, I don't have to tell you how crucial it is, but it's because you need energy. If you have plenty of energy like I have, you can score well in any of these areas, or you can at least put the energy towards working towards 10. Yeah. So think about it. Look at it, and on the next page, you will see that you can write whatever comes to your head. So What's writing, you are inviting. So keep writing. There are even the questions. You can even pause this video and think about it. So since I am now working on a relationship, I want to give you an example how you can think about it. So I would say remain a student and ask 2 questions. So this is not only for a romantic relationship with your partner, but it can be even with your parents, with your friends, with your children, with your colleagues. So ask them, how would you rate our relationship? And let them speak up, right? Don't try to justify and go into fight and explain something. Just give them the space. Maybe you will hear something that you don't want to hear, but this is sometimes the painful moment that helps us to realize what we want to work on and what to improve. The second thing that you are going to ask them is, okay, so now I know what you need. What can I do specifically to get it, for example, from 5 to 10? And again, they will tell you, we should spend more quality time with each other. We should maybe, I don't know, do some new hobbies together. Or if it's colleagues, maybe it's we should have a meeting together, or we should support each other, or whatever it is. And there is a wonderful book. It's from Gary Chapman, and it's called 5 Languages of Love. Because each of us has some primary language of love that goes into every area of our life: business, finances, like holidays, adventure, whatever. So I give you an example. So words of affirmation. My son, he's 14, and he doesn't really need words of affirmation. My daughter, she's 12, and she needs it. So she wants to hear, wow, well done. You have done it brilliantly, or I love you so much. She needs to hear it. So this is her primary language. My son likes quality time, but also physical touch. So he, for example, wants that I sit on a sofa with him and we watch football together, and I, for example, massage his feet. So this is his primary language. And if I want to make him happy or bond with him or connect with him, this is how I will speak his language. I, for example, like act of service. So if I'm busy preparing the presentation and I would have like visitors, or my mom will be here or whoever, and they will say, keep working, doing what you need. I will hang the washing, or I'm going to make you a cup of tea. And they bring it to me. They are showing me their love and the support through the act of service. And I really appreciate it. But I also like receiving gifts. And it doesn't have to be anything big, but it can be, for example, just a small piece of chocolate that friend brings to me, or flowers picked by my daughter in a garden. It's just amazing to receive something small, because people are telling me that they care, that they love me. Yeah. And I don't need to hear it as words. I don't need to hear, I love you. No, I want to see it. So learn what people around you love or have as a primary language, but even identify what is your primary language and then communicate it to them. Because if you tell them what you like and what you appreciate that they have been doing, they will do even more of that, and then the life will be amazing. Yeah, so practice makes perfect. Remind yourself. So this was example of a relationship and love, but then of course you have career and finances. So think in this way about every single area. What we also need to know is, so where are you right now and where you want to be? So be honest with yourself. Are you completely happy in your relationship? Do you live in the house that you love? Do you drive the car that you want? So of course, this is materialistic, but do you feel fulfilled? Are you doing the job that is also like your mission and passion? So once you know this, where do you want to be? So if you are good at daydreaming, I am, certainly am, and visualization, you can say, if somebody gave you, I don't know, $10 million or euro or Swiss francs, what would you change and how your life would be? So where would you live? How much money would you earn and spend? Whom would you be with? How would you feel? And how would you spend actually your days? So just visualize this amazing, extraordinary life and write it down. And then we compare, where are you now? Where you want to be? And if there is any gap. So in majority of people who are watching this workshop, they will see that there is some gap in between where they want to be and where they are just now. So you also have to think, why do you want to change it? What is the reason behind it? And if you start thinking, like immediately writing, why do you want more money? Because. And you ask yourself 5 times why. So again, I can give you example, whatever comes to my mind with relationship. Why do I want to be in a relationship? Because it's nice to feel loved. Why is it nice to feel loved? Because it fulfills me. Why does it fulfill you? Because I don't feel lonely. Why do you feel lonely? And like this, I could go with whatever, right? Whatever comes to you. So do it in every single area, because why is the strong engine. And where the focus goes, energy flows. So we want to focus on positive things and on our vision, not where we are failing. Because if you concentrate on where you fail, you are going to fail and you are going to feel miserable. So remember, you create your own perception and your own reality. And everything that you can dream, you can also have. But you must believe it. Because very often we can imagine it, we want to believe it, but something in us is stopping us from that. So it really needs to be felt in every single cell of your body. And there are special exercises how you can do it. Because there is this law of attraction and manifestation. So you have to be also very careful what you are saying it and how you are saying it. Because when you are manifesting, you always need to say it in a present tense, like you already have it. Because this energy that you send to the universe, the manifestation, it's like a boomerang, right? So you send it there and it comes back to you multiplied. So if you, for example, say, I want more money, the universe hears, want. I'm going to make them want more money. So you will want it even more. You are showing to the universe that you don't have enough. And every time there is a scarcity, comes even more scarcity. So you can say mantra, money are flowing to me with ease. Money are coming from known and unknown sources. I have more money that I can ever spend. I am a money magnet. And the same you can do with relationship. I am a magnificent person. I am a magnet for positive people. I am healthy, happy, and energized. And by the way, every Monday I'm posting on Instagram or like other social media these motivational positive mantras, so you can like check and write whatever serves you. And write it down, because what you write, you invite. So we covered the perception, and we also, you can see on the picture, you never know how close you are to your goal. So just never give up on your dreams. If you fail and get up and fail and get up, one day it's going to happen. So where we start now is the reverse engineering and goal setting. I would suggest that you don't choose more than 3 shifts and 3 goals, right? You can always add more, because if you put way too much on you, you will maybe fail faster than you wish. When you write them down, so you have again like the page where you can write what you want to change. So for example, if you want to lose the weight, there is some shift that you need to do. Maybe it's that you cut away carbohydrates or you limit carbohydrates, and maybe you can write eat the rainbow. So you are going to eat more fiber and more vegetable and fruit, and eating the rainbow, it means different colors, like a red apple or a red beetroot and a green pepper or a green cucumber, whatever you like, and you will follow the rainbow. But what's the most important? That is you are consistent. So whenever you say that you are going to do some shift, right? Not the other word, shift. You need to stick to it. Therefore, your goal must be realistic. So don't say that you will run 10 kilometers every single day if you know that you are not going to stick to it. So rather say, I go every single day for a 30-minute walk. That is achievable. Yeah? What comes is when you come up with these things that you are supposed to do, your brain will give you many reasons of why you shouldn't. And when I ask you, okay, so you wrote down that you will do this, why did you not do it? So you will start, as every other person, blame resources, the external environment. So you will, but I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to exercise and prepare green juices and like do these homeworks. I just don't have time. Or you will say, I don't have enough money to pay a personal trainer, to pay a nutritionist, to join the gym, to pay some educational programs, to join the masterminds. I just don't have money. Or you will be blaming energy. I don't have enough energy. I'm exhausted to go for a walk, or like do yoga in the evening. Like I'm not working all day. It's not there. Or you might blame lack of technology. You don't have a car to drive somewhere. You don't have bike. You don't have mobile phone. You don't have computer. Or you have lack of education. So you cannot apply for a new job because you don't have a PhD or this diploma, or you are not fluent in German or English or whatever. Or the worst is when you start blaming people. Why? Cannot exercise in the morning because I have children and I have to take them to school. Or I cannot go in the afternoon because I have to prepare lunch for my husband or dinner for my husband. Or I have to phone my parents, or my boss ask me to do some additional work, or my colleagues are not doing their job and I'm finishing it after them. Whatever you do, whenever you are blaming the resources, you are a victim. You are a victim of external environment. So I would say, don't let the outsiders rule your world. Become a creator. So be resourceful. Because if you are brainstorming for your friend that tells you, well, I don't have time to go to the gym, you will find solutions for them always. Always, because it's very easy to brainstorm and come up with the theory, but it is more challenging to put it into practice. But I see that you are a creator, and you will be now with your homework creative and curious about how can you do it so that you stick to your 3 behavior shifts and 3 goals that you want to change. The other thing that might be stopping you is that you have limiting beliefs. So what are limiting beliefs? Limiting beliefs, it's connected to the subconscious mind. That's the topic that I was talking about at the start of this workshop. It might be programs that you heard as a child. Maybe your parents were saying, oh, you're clumsy. You can never run or do gymnastics or whatever, or, oh, you are so bad at counting, right? You will never be accountant. Or we have a fat gene in the family, unfortunately, are always going to be overweight. Or maybe they were saying that you are not smart enough, or nobody in your house was going to the university, and so even you won't be. And you have these limiting beliefs, and it's this like inner voice that always comes up. It comes after 5 seconds. That's why it's called 5-second rule. So for example, in the morning, I can put the shoes on that I'm going for a run. And my inner voice, the inner critic, will say, Blanka, you know that you are not going to do it. It's raining outside, it's cold, and you are quite busy with the work today. So rather go have some coffee, have your breakfast, check the Facebook, and then just get to work. Yeah? So it's telling me this, it's demotivating. Or it's like other things that the inner voice tells me. It's always in 5 seconds. So what you need to do in this 5-second rule is to say, no, I'm going to do it right now. And you have to put yourself into a better peak state. And that's what I will teach you in the following slides. So stay tuned. What's another thing, the limiting belief, what it actually makes, that it creates the fear of failure. So you are maybe afraid to, I don't know, change the job or ask for more money because you fear that they are going to say no. Or maybe you don't want to ask some person out because you think that you are not good enough for them, and you don't want to feel like you are less, and you don't want to fail and feel rejected. Yeah? And maybe this is always based on the past experience, but remember that your past does not define your future, and that everything bad, if we label it bad, is actually happening for you. It's not happening to you, it's happening for you, so that you can learn from it and grow and become even better person. Yeah? So everything is advantage. If you miss a bus, it's advantage because you have more time to reflect about something, or you can walk and therefore improve your health. If you don't have any milk at home, it's advantage because you are not going to have the coffee, and therefore you don't put the pressure on your kidneys. Whatever it is, advantage. So here I have a first exercise for you that I recommend. Many people think that they are not good enough. I'm not smart enough, slim enough, beautiful enough, capable enough to do whatever. So if you write on your mirror or anywhere you wish to have it, I am enough, you will see that in 30 days, you will transform. You can also go every morning, and in front of the mirror, you can say, I love myself and I accept myself every day and in every way. Just say it now with me. I love myself and I accept myself every day and in every way. And then you look into the mirror and you state, what are your talents? What are you good at? Because you are unique, you have a unique set of skills. So you create this image and you give the love first to yourself. Because if you truly love yourself, take care of yourself, appreciate yourself, validate yourself, and you are grateful for what you already have, you change your mindset and even the physiology. So talking about the physiology, you can get into the peak state, this state of flow, when you are not concentrating on anything else and you feel like a superhero. So even if you are not motivated in the morning to start the day and you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, you need to find the energy in you, because the energy is in you. The power and everything that you need is in you. And the motivation, unfortunately, doesn't knock the door and says, I'm here. No, you have to take action, and then the motivation comes. So depending who you are, maybe you are visual, and that's why we are going to create a vision board together, because I will tell you step by step how to do it. But for that, you need to prepare, and that's why we are doing this. You need to know yourself. You need to know what you love, what you hate, what is your mission, what is your passion, where you are now, and where you want to be. Yeah. So vision, that will be what we will do together next time. Maybe you are auditory, and maybe that's what will help you to get into the peak state. So what is auditory? You can, for example, create your Spotify playlist. So I have my Spotify playlist, and I have their songs that have lyrics that speak to me. And actually every single song I used neuro-linguistic programming, so it's connected to some of my goals that I want to achieve. And when I'm lazy or not yet in a peak state, these songs get me there. So for example, I have there Tina Turner, Simply the Best. Yeah? And I stand in front of the mirror, and if you read the lyrics from Tina Turner, you're speaking to yourself, and it immediately changes the state. Or when I go for a run, I have there, no, 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 no. There are no limits. There are no limits for me. Or I have there, if you're old enough, you will remember the song Power from Snap. I've got the power. Yeah. And when I sing this and I get myself in it and I do some movement, so even clapping, so it's another anchoring that you can do, then you know what you want. And every time you clap, you remind yourself how great you are, right? So clapping the hands, moving, shaking the body, because that you get the energy in motion. It might be another triggers for you. So it can be this kinesthetic trigger. And what that means is that maybe for you, it's like a vibration. Maybe it's a massage. Maybe it's a thermogenesis. So hot and cold, it can be sauna. It can be cold shower in the morning. It's definitely not for me. Or it can be priming. You basically strike the pose like a Superman, Superwoman, whatever pose it is for you. You close your eyes and you visualize who you want to be. You already see your future self, the best version of yourself. Or you can do like Tarzan when he wants to like find the power and not to be scared, hitting the thymus. So thymus is the organ that is actually stimulating the immune system. Yeah. So hitting into the thymus and reminding yourself how great you are. So just try this, or go for a run, or just move, because you are going to release endorphins. And endorphins is almost like a drug. It's like a morphine. Yeah? So it's going to, you forget all about the pain and you are pumped up. Serotonin is a happy hormone. That's what you need for your intestine, for your brain, for your day. You actually need it even for sex hormones like estrogen and progesterone, right? Libido, just everything is then in motion. And dopamine is the motivation. So all of this with the movement. So, you know, just to recapitulate, is you need to know your why you are doing what you are doing. Why do you want it? Then you need to like focus. You need to be focused on these 3 behavioral shifts. You need to be clear, crystal clear on your goal. So it's not, I want more money. No, I want to earn X, Y, Z every single month. And these are the steps that I'm going to take. Or I want to lose 5 kilos by the end of June because I want to look great in bikini. Or I want to reverse the diabetes because I don't want to end up like my parents. And for this reason, I'm going to cut the carbohydrates and increase more protein and fiber. These are the examples. So if you know why you want it and what and how, you always find. So what are the principles of mastery? So it's modeling. You always want to follow the people that were in the same situation like you. They got themselves out of it and they have a plan. There is a strategy. So for example, I am a nutritionist and I have been through like irritable bowel syndrome, weight gain, pregnancies, other diseases. I studied nutritional therapy, and now I give advice to people that are in the same situation. So I know how to get myself out of it, and I have the degrees and enough experiencing to support them, right? For myself, so for example, I have my own business. And I know that marketing and PR and automation is very important. Well, since I'm not so technical, I have mentors and coaches that tell me how they did it and I follow their program. Then there's this total immersion. You need to schedule. You need to be obsessed about what you want, and in your agenda, you need to set up the dates. So you are basically setting the dates with yourself. So I give you also example on me, right? So after the reflection in coronavirus time, I was teaching quite a lot of yoga privately, but I did not do any yoga practice for me. And also because my business is in Switzerland, in Basel, I know that I would have even more clients that I can serve if I am fluent in German. So these are kind of my two goals. It's on my vision board as well. And how can I connect it? Because I also don't have that much time, but I need to create time. So I said that it's absolutely non-negotiable if I cancel my private German classes. So now every Tuesday at 11 o'clock, I have private classes, and also to improve my own yoga practice. I purchased an app, it's called Asana Rebels, and I have it in German. So I exercise, I said 5 times a week. I will use this application for 20 minutes, and I will listen to other yoga teachers and do the practice with them while absorbing the German language, by improving my German, especially this terminology around yoga. So it is in my agenda. I know exactly which days I am doing it and I follow it. I do not cancel on myself. So this is this total immersion into the topics that I want. And then you need spaced repetition. So for example, I have a mastermind, which is actually starting now in April, the 25th of April. This is a mastermind, Unlock the Secrets of Anti-Aging. So it's a 6-month program where I help women 40 plus that are perimenopausal, menopausal, and they already see some signs of aging to find the way out of it, basically reverse the clock. Yeah. So, and I am myself in other masterminds for improving my business skills. So I hope that this helped you. I hope that you took something out of it. Remember, take action right now, writing down the behavioral shifts, what are your limiting beliefs, what you want to achieve. And if you want, share it with me. I would be so grateful to know that this workshop was helpful.